Welcome to Karpenisi, the capital of the regional area of Evrytania in Greece, where the first ever Hellas Rally Raid 2019 took place. Karpenisi is considered one of the greenest destinations in Europe, with magnificent landscapes, breathtaking scenery, and many rare species of flora and fauna. 7 days of riding in the remote areas of the central Greece mountains is a unique experience for everyone. This year, the Hellas Rally welcomed more than 230 competitors from 27 countries who compete across 10 different divisions and having to cover more than 1,300 kilometers.
It was our target to come here in this area for many years, but this year we achieved concrete agreement with the local authorities. We achieved to have all the permissions required to use all this area. We have to remind that Evrytania is one of the most unpolluted natures in all over Europe. Karpenisi is in the center of Greece and it's not a typical Greek landscape like many people in Europe or all over the world think about. This is a more alpine landscape with very high mountains, with deep forests, and all the routes are inside the mountains. Hellas Rally is open to any level of competitors, starting from high-level professionals to first newcomers, to people that are really amateurs. We have a lot of women this year. We also have some special participations with people that are handicapped.
During the event, participants had the chance to get that real rally feel as they got the chance to watch how the pros fly over the track. Impressively, experienced riders were not under-challenged and newcomers were not overwhelmed on these demanding routes. New entries have been increasing over the past few years, showing there is a real promising future for the rally class. This year, riders from all over the world came to Greece in order to enjoy the majestic landscapes and live the unique experience of this smoothly organized event.
Hey, I'm Panagiotis Georgiannis. First time we're joining Hellas Rally 2019. Last year we did the Albania Rally, me and my friend Dimitris Charisis. Now we have the opportunity to ride among these beautiful mountains and places with other riders from the whole Europe. I hope we will do our best and not to get hurt and enjoy the route.
The Hellas Rally Raid 2019 had many riders, but the most surprising thing was that in all the categories you could find many female participants. This is not common in rally racing, and it's great to see more women in this male-dominated sporting world.
Rally raids, since the last 5 years, are getting more and more participation from women because it's a sport that doesn't only require strength and stamina but also requires some serious thinking because of the navigation, and probably women have a benefit on this.
The rally environment is really friendly and everyone helps each other, so I don't think anyone cares where you come from, what gender you are. Everyone here is equal. It's a level playing field and everyone just wants to get through and finish so we can have fun. So I think it's an amazing place and everyone is welcome.
Pros and newcomers really trust the quality of the Hellas Rally Raid. One of the main things that makes this event stand ahead of others is that participants have to face many differing terrains daily through the magnificent landscapes and locations of Karpenisi. It's a unique experience, riding through the remote mountains, forests and valleys. This year is a milestone season, as for the first time ever, a new bike model was tested. The KTM 790 Adventure Rally made its debut. Pro rider Chris Birch was there to push the 790 to the limits.
The good thing with the Hellas Rally is the terrain is changing all the time. It's a lot of variety in the riding, so it never gets boring. And the only consistency is that we're always cornering. Turn, 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 turn for 7 days. And that keeps the challenge up, but it also keeps the speeds down and makes it a bit safer. I don't like to go 160 when I don't know where I'm going. I'd rather be, second, third gear, riding with the bike and enjoying the tighter terrain. Racing the brand new KTM 790 Adventure R. And yeah, the first time to actually race this bike in competition. I've been lucky enough to spend some time with the development bikes, with the prototype bikes on the way through the project, and it's good to finally race the production version in this environment. It's going to have some advantages over the 1090 that I've been racing the last 2 years, but it's got a few little disadvantages as well. The 1090 is a bike that I've spent a lot of time on over the years. I know it really well, and this is a bike that I still feel like I'm learning. But I'm excited to ride it this week and get to know it even better. For me and for the event that we're about to do, the most exciting thing is the suspension. So I can hit obstacles and bumps on the trail with the gas wide open that I would have to be braking for on the 1090. So that's exciting because I can push harder in those situations. It's also exciting because I'm going to be a bit safer too. And if I get it wrong, if I misread the trail, the suspension on this bike will look after me better.
The rally started with a short prologue of 40 kilometers, giving the riders the chance to take a good look at the terrain and prepare themselves and their vehicles properly for the highly demanding next few days. One of the most important things you have to do before any race is prepare your vehicle. Riders from all divisions were carefully preparing their bikes, quads and SSVs for the challenging rally in this beautiful location. It's not an easy job to set up your vehicle for such a demanding race. Coming from different countries, riders and drivers had to make the decision for the right tyres and to set up their suspensions perfectly.
For us, we are from Holland, and we've got in Holland sand tracks. We got heavy sand, and the suspension is very important in Holland. For example, for the sand tracks, we are looking always for grip on the rear tire, on the rear, and so the suspension must be going down for more grip. So you must have traction. But here in Greece, we have a very hard ground, very rocky ground. We're not used to that. So it's for the small rocks, the suspension must be going over it, because when it is for in the sand, the suspension, it will be too soft. Because when you have the big rocks, the suspension will be immediately to the end. About the tires, in Holland, mostly of the time we're riding with air tires, just like your car. Mainly, people as car do air in the tire. We have that in Holland also, but here in the rocky track on the hard ground, we ride with a full tire. It's called a Bitmoes, and it's a tire you can put, for example, a screwdriver in it, and it won't be going leak or whatever. So when you got a hard bump on the rocks, it won't be going leak.
In order to take the right decision, you need to have an experienced supporting team standing by you. At the race bivouac, we track down some of the support teams. In motorsports, crews always have a crucial role, but their support becomes even more important during long day events, as they help privateers by preparing and maintaining their bikes. Moreover, they are responsible for giving the participants the ability to race in a more relaxing and, most importantly, safe way.
Είμαστε Enduro Greece, είμαστε μια εταιρεία που ειδικευόμαστε στην υποστήριξη στα rally, enduro και adventure traveling. Ελπίζουμε να έχουμε μια εβδομάδα με εναλλαγές τερέν, όμορφα τοπία και να περάσουν όλοι όμορφα και να γυρίσουν πίσω σπίτια τους με μια όμορφη εικόνα Ελλάδας και εμπειρίες.
The second and third days of the event were even more demanding. On the first racing day, drivers and riders faced a 280-kilometre route, followed by 260 kilometres on day 3. During the races, the drivers became more familiar with the terrain and the style of the Greek track, so tried to push the tempo more and more. One of the main aspects of a rally is the road book. A road book is a diagrammatic book consisting of several pages of tulip diagrams and is the main navigation for most rallies. Participants have to follow the road book in order not to get lost and to avoid any dangerous points.
We used to underline with this different column when you have to turn right or turn left, when there is a dangerous point or where is something that is difficult. This is helpful during the race, what are you doing and if there are some dangerous point. During the race you move by yourself the road book and you have to check every time that the note, the drawing of the note is at the same time with the distance.
The roadbook is a useful tool for the riders, but have you ever wondered how difficult it is for bikes and quads to read a roadbook during the race? Is it easier to read it on the SSVs? Let's see two different points of view by some high-level competitors.
We're driving with roadbooks and comparing to the cars or SUVs, we have a small moment to look at the roadbook and to find our way. And it's different between the cars. They have a navigator and they can say it, and we must do it by ourselves. And when we look at the roadbook, for one moment we lose the road, and that can be dangerous.
I think from my point of view, because we've both been on bikes in the past, David at a very high level navigated, it's totally different in an SSV to a bike. The first thing you've got to have is trust between each other. Is that obviously the navigator's got to trust the driver, which doesn't always work out if we roll over or something, and but more so the driver's got to trust the navigator. When he said it's left, and you've just got to believe what he said. Visibility is a lot worse in the SSV. If you're navigating on a bike, you stood up, you've got a 360-degree turn so you can see around, you can see the whole terrain. When you're navigating in a car, you're only looking through a very small window and your head is straight ahead. You can't see right, you can't see left, you can't see behind you. Basically, the navigator is most of the time looking down at his road book and just going off the ICO, and he's not doing anything visually like you do on a bike. You do a lot more visually on a bike than you do in an SSV. So it's a lot more difficult to navigate in an SSV, even though it's the only thing you're doing.
Let's go back to the racing in order to follow the biggest day of the rally. Day 4 was very much a marathon. The riders and drivers had to compete in a physically demanding course of 420 kilometers. From dusk till dawn, participants faced the very best of what Greece has to offer for off-road riding. They raced over a huge variety of terrains, including snow, mud, rocks, water crossings, wide open tracks and countless off-piste areas that combine both fast and technical sections. Physical and mental stamina is really tested on this day.
It was first 150 kilometers were same as the days before. It wasn't so big problem to go through it, but as kilometers it was longer and longer. Last 80 kilometers was really terrible. It was a real problem to concentrate. It was really easy to make any mistakes. Especially last 40 kilometers were over the mountains full of rocks, and on this type of terrain you really need to concentrate on every single stone to not hit it, because there are cliffs and it can be really dangerous when you lost concentration.
As battles unfolded in every division, we had the chance to meet one of the two physically impaired drivers who were participating with Team Kini. The Hellas Rally offers driving experts a competitive field and a chance to explore each location by racing through the course.
We did the Hellas Rally for several times now, and for me it's just a great possibility to see the country. I love Greece. My problem is that I'm paralyzed since 2004, and without the buggy, without this race, I wouldn't come here and see all the beautiful nature and everything else. It's a great possibility you see nearly everything of the country, so mountains, then sea, and all the backcountry. I really love it. It's a great possibility to explore the country, to explore the food here in Greece, to explore the people. Really great.
In the Hellas Rally Raid, you can find anyone from factory riders to privateers competing on the same course. They face the same difficulties during the race, but do they have the same challenges after the race? There is lots of preparation to do for the next day, and every detail missed could cost you.
Doing races like rally races like Hellas and other European races is quite tough to when you're a privateer, because you need to prepare everything from before the race, like 2-3 weeks, prepare the bike, getting everything ready. So yeah, after each day of racing I need to come back to the bivouac and prepare the bike, change the air filter, change the tires, loop the chain and get the bike ready for the next day.
After the monster stage on day 4, it's a rest day with just an 100-kilometer stage. The variety of terrain and the difficult navigation are the main characteristics of this stage. Riders and crews are fighting against the clock, despite the stage being classified as easy. The next day, participants visit the highest altitude of the rally at 2,036 meters and featuring a timed section of 200 kilometers. Just one day before the final race, this is the event's fastest course. Under these very challenging conditions, it's very important the organizers have a good safety system. In the Hellas Rally Raid, the safety system is consistently at a high level, tracking every rider during the race. Alongside the course, there are medical crews ready to provide help if necessary. These are some of the reasons why many riders choose to participate in one of the biggest racing events in Greece. Nothing is more important than safety.
Y el dispositivo lo que hace básicamente son dos cosas: una, controlar la seguridad de los participantes que puedan ejecutar un SOS, una avería mecánica, y comunicarnos con ellos mediante mensajes, y la otra es comprobar que ellos realizan perfectamente el recorrido.
I will stay in the office of the race, so I will know the information about accidents in the same time as the director of rally. So he'll tell me where is the accident, what happened, and I will find the medical car who is the nearest, and I will send them to the place of accident. And during the time they will come to the place, I will find the hospital and other information for them, so they can go to the nearest hospital or make the best help they can.
The Hellas Rally Raid is pretty much an all-terrain rally, with combinations of flat, full-gas sections, demanding river crossings, dense forest tracks, snowy surfaces and rocky roads. This combination is a big challenge for every participant. Navigation must be sharp, but the route was superbly prepared by the organisation to make the rally as entertaining as possible. After 7 days of full gas, technical sections, long drives, lost paths, and with all strength gone, the riders reached the end of the 2019 Rally Raid with great emotion. The competition was over, and it was a massive achievement for many riders.
πάρα πολύ δύσκολο. Εγώ ήρθα στα όρια μου, δηλαδή τώρα δεν είχα άλλες δυνάμεις. Ήμουν έτοιμος να σκεφτόμουν το κάθε χιλιόμετρο να τελειώσει για να μπορούσα να τερματίσω.
Ήταν τέλεια, ήταν πάρα πολύ ωραία. Φανταστική εμπειρία. Ήταν ωραία που τερματίσαμε και μαζί με τον Δημήτρη εδώ πέρα. Ήταν ωραία βασικά που τερματίσαμε 2 από τους 3 Έλληνες. Ο επόμενος νομίζω έρχεται. Ωραία βουνά, ωραία μέρη, ωραία διοργάνωση. Νομίζω όλα ήταν πολύ ωραία.
With the honour of making it through this difficult race, there were big smiles from every participant as they crossed the finish line and, of course, celebrations from the winners.
Émotion fantastique. Après beaucoup de travail pour arriver à venir ici. En plus, on est parti hier soir avec peu de distance avec notre prédécesseur. Fantastique. On n'est pas là pour ça, puis on fait ça, c'est juste inimaginable.
The rally raid came to an end with all the drivers and riders beaming to have finished the course. So let's have an overview of the whole race from elite rider Rosa Romero, who finished first in the women's division.
It has been an amazing race this year. I really like that place. I really like rocky tracks and mountains. And we have been up with the snow, grass, off-road, big tracks, small tracks. So it has been all class of terrain. No? And we have had 4 days, was really long. I spent 11 hours with these tracks which are not fast, are slow, are tricky, with a lot of curves, so physically it was very demanding. And yesterday we went up in a high mountain with a big downhill, so I was a little bit scared. I just looking on the side, so I just tried to go slowly. But every day has been technical and navigation, it has been very nice, so I really enjoyed this year.
Before the ceremonies took place, the first overall rider in the motorbike division shared the expectations he had, why he decided to participate in this race, and his goals for the future.
My first goal when I arrived here is make the better race I can, and my goals was do very well. So I do my best and I win, and I'm very happy because there is a very long race, so much different terrains, rocks, sand, very beautiful. Very long stage. The day wasn't finished, but it's very good and very good train for me. There is my second international rally, and this is fantastic. So I win, and I very happy. The future goals was the Dakar in 2021, and I go there to do the best. And these 2 years, I train myself, and maybe I come back to Hellas because it is a very friendly rally, a lot of funny people, and a very good rally for train myself. And I participate to competition in the desert, obviously. Well, we'll see how it goes.
ceremonies were a blast. There were smiles all over for this great event. Everyone enjoyed the party, accompanied by live music, and made promises to gather together for next year's Hellas Rally Raid 2020.